Happy New Year, everyone. It's Rollo from the Music District. And today we are thrilled to have this dynamic force hailing from Los Angeles music scene. A singer, a songwriter, a producer. She's known for her soulful blend of pop blues, and alternative. From classical piano roots to lighting up the stages at South by Southwest, her music has been featured on Netflix, Love is Blind. She has this amazing tapestry of music innovation. She reminds me of a younger Florence Welsh from Florence and the Machine. So join us as we dive deeper into SOZI's world, SOZI.world, for everybody out there who want to find out more. Let's welcome to the stage this amazing artist, SOZI. And when you do write music, are you writing music differently for albums as you are for licensing? And I would love to hear, like, for other artists out there, because it's a huge question, right? Like, how did you get that song licensed? Did you do it yourself? Did you hire the help of somebody? I know you work with some really good producers as well. So, whatever insight you could provide, to others out there, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah, definitely. So, starting my sync journey about 3, 4 years ago, I was like, okay, I really want to get my music into film and TV. It was always kind of a dream of mine and continues to be. I still feel like there's so much more to do in that field.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest assets that I kind of created for myself is learning how to produce music because it's a game changer, especially in the sync world. Sometimes you need to create a song in 48 hours, sometimes 24, sometimes you have longer. But if you're able to record yourself, produce the song, and everything from A to Z, then not only do you have more control of the song, but you can do it quick and actually get those opportunities, right? And one of the things that I learned early on is to make connections with sync companies and agencies and libraries, right? That want to represent your music if they're interested, where they sign exclusive and non exclusive deals. I tend to gravitate to the non exclusive deals so I can, kind of have more ownership of the song and have more control about who's representing it and maybe sending it to 2 or 3 libraries. You don't want to send it around too much because it gets competitive and music supervisors don't want to see in the same song in different libraries. It could get to be
Oh.
like, oh, who they find it in first. It could be competitive like that. But my song Never Fade is actually a song that I wrote, mixed, produced, and recorded, engineered everything myself. So
Wow.
apart from I co-wrote it with one of my mentors, and I had 48 hours to do it all. And it was a lot. It was a challenge, and this was probably about a few months into when I first started learning to produce. And a huge accomplishment because you're like, wow, I created something that's worthy of being on TV by myself, and it's such a great feeling because for so long I thought I had to rely on others. So it was super empowering. And so the journey of that was I saw a brief. We wrote this song 3 years ago during COVID, actually. And I saw this brief on What Up Pitches Facebook. So that's a great resource, right? Some libraries have Facebook pages that you can join, and they'll post like their briefs for free. And you can just kind of see where your song fits. So this one popped up and it said like emotional song brief. And I was like, I have a song for this, right? The song was just sitting around. I wasn't really planning on releasing it at the time because it was a little different than what I normally would put out under my like pop kind of sound, dream
Hmm.
pop vibe. And so I sent it over. They really liked it. They signed the song non exclusively.
Did you send it over to them via Facebook, or well, how did you send that music over to them?
So on their Facebook post, they put like a link
Oh,
through
okay.
Disco, and then you would submit it through there. Or I believe they had like a form, where you kind of like fill
Yeah,
out a few
yeah.
things.
I didn't know that they had. I didn't know they have Facebook groups like that.
Yeah, definitely. Great resources. And of course, you can privately reach out through submissions on different libraries' websites as well. And
Hmm.
they all have their different processes of how they get their music submitted.
Yeah.
And a few months after I had submitted it and signed it, they reached out to me saying it got signed or it got chosen for that show. I
What
was
was
like
that
so
feeling? What was
excited.
the yeah, right? Like, what was
Yeah,
it?
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I've had a sync before, but this one just felt really special because it was a song I'm singing on. It was a show I watch, and it was just super exciting for me. And I was kind
Yeah.
of like, yeah, but I was also like, when's the next thing gonna happen too?
Yeah. Yeah.
You always try to like one up yourself, even though you just accomplished
Of
something.
course, we never celebrate the victories.
Yeah,
We
but
only
it was really
celebrate the
cool,
losses.
right? And well, it didn't come out for a bit after that. I think maybe 2 months.
Oh wow.
So at the time, I was like, okay, well, I can't really talk about it yet. I can't like post about it yet. But I did decide to release the song at the same time that the episode would come out in the season.
Hmm.
And so that was in this past September. And really cool. I got like 5,000 Shazams. I didn't realize people Shazam from shows. Like that's so cool. And
Yeah.
it's my number one streaming song right now. I got like 70,000 streams.
Who do
So
you use to distribute this?
DistroKid.
DistroKid?
Yeah, I use hard drive and DistroKid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one do you like better?
Um, they kind of have
The same, right?
different like services.
Oh, they do?
It generally works the same. So I think it's just about what gets the job done for
Yeah.
you, like what you like. I try to use both just to kind of see the differences, and yeah, I think at this point the next step would maybe to get like a distribution deal of some kind, if that helps, people with connections to playlisting and stuff like that.
Mm.
But since I am still very independent, I don't have any distribution deals. It's just kind of like what gets the job done without taking more of your
Yeah.
money. Yeah, I mean, distribution deals make sense when they promise and they can deliver certain marketing value, right?
Hmm.
Certain connections. Because if they don't deliver anything, then why are they taking a certain cut of your music,
Right.
right? So the distribution deal just has to make sense. They have to be excited about your music, of course, and see the potential of them making money, you making money, because you are giving a percentage away, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely value in that. But if you can create that kind of um, momentum yourself, is amazing too,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, like I said, I mean, these are the type of things, like the conversation is the evolution, you know?
Yeah. And Web3 is just such a great place. And I love that. Well, I mean, I know sometimes people do judge when you pop in and out, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's a safe space. And the people that I want um, to attract are the ones who understand the artist's scope of like day to day activities and demands, right?
Yeah.
Someone like me who's doing marketing, managing, business, distributing, etc.,
Yeah.
is has a lot on her shoulders. So Web3 is a lot to focus on as well. It's like another avenue. So I do try to dedicate time to it, but sometimes there's a month or two that I'm kind of stepping away to focus on, let's say, social media and like really
Hmm.
focusing on that. So sometimes I do feel like, oh, maybe I'm not putting enough into it. But at the end of the day, like my growth in a Web2 platform is my value I'm giving back to people who are collecting and believing in me in the Web3 platform because they're buying it. They want to hold it as a collectible. So if I'm growing as an artist all around, it makes it more valuable, right?
What kind of utility are you offering with your NFTs?
Every drop is different.
Yeah.
It also just depends like how I feel about the song, right? So I don't even remember off the top of my head, but like I've given away like maybe, well, obviously Discord access to the
Yeah.
private chats, and then we've got. I mean, honestly, I have to pull it up, but let's say I'll do a T-shirt giveaway or like.
You know what I could do to help you? I was going to give this to you at the end. I'll give it to you now, but I'm going to give you a $1,500 virtual theater for
What's
you
that?
to have.
I love the graphics that you've created, by the way. It looks so great.
Oh, right on. Right on. Let me see here. I'm glad you like it. I mean, look, it's a. I mean, this is fun. I mean, like people should know about you. You're a great artist.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, All right, let's take a look. So here, what you're looking at, this is essentially for my computer, right? Oh yeah, there's music playing. Oh, there's somebody live right now. But this is what we're getting over here. This virtual theater. You could host all your events in here with your artists. You could you could have websites that go to your NFT, whatever it may be. It really give your fans a little bit more something to get closer to you.
Awesome.
Yeah, in the next couple of days, and
Thank you.
whatever help you need with with that stuff, just reach out. I mean, we're here to support you along the way. So we have our intellectual property, we have our trademark. So there's only one music district ever inside of one virtual We're in all virtual platforms because there can never be another music district. And I felt like it was very important to really focus on the legality of it up front, because as we grow later, it was very overwhelming to having to run to these metaverses to build like a music district. That's not what I wanted to do. So we
Yeah.
got the IP and the trademark. As far as SOZI, I noticed that there were some other artists with that name. Have you thought about trademarking or IPing your name to protect yourself as you grow?
I have, and I'm in the process of that actually.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's a lot of pressure, right? Because when I changed my name, there was no other Sozi
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on that platform. And I mean, there was this. I think there was a band in Mexico, but they were like completely different music, completely different like, space in the world. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And the way that I was kind of putting it was like all caps. It was very specific. I knew my
Yeah.
brand. Sorry. And then these others started popping up, and I was like, oh, okay, now we're having an issue because this can be an issue in the future. It might not be now, but I've always had trouble getting my music into the right SOZI, and I still struggle with that to this day because it is like a four-letter name. It can be difficult to make sure my music is routed correctly. I have to always correct these things and keep an
Yeah.
eye out on all these platforms. Like, am I on the right page? Do I have everything in order? So I think,
And I'm not an attorney, but I've been through this process a bunch of times. It's all based on first use. So go back, because he's going to, if you haven't realized it yet, or if he hasn't asked you, he's going to ask you for supporting evidence of first use of SOZI. Because anybody who comes up against you, they're going to have to develop the same evidence on their own end. And so it's always based on first use of when you used it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, the IP piece is so important, especially
yes.
for young artists like yourself. So talk to me about new music. Are you working on anything new or?
Yes, new year, new music. You
I
already
know.
know it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be dropping something new in January. I'm
Right.
so excited, and I will be dropping it on Web3 first,
Oh,
as always.
nice.
And then I will be dropping it on DSPs. So I'm gonna try to stay consistent this year on both Web3 and that, and obviously traditional avenues. And I just want to at least drop once a month. That's my goal.
Uh-huh.
And consistency, just really putting more music out there to give myself more of a shot to be heard and to see what resonates with people. And hopefully the music that I create is connecting. And it's cool because they're all kind of like, they all jump in different genres sometimes,
Yeah.
which is exciting because, you know, people won't know what to expect, which makes it a little fun. And I hope that they resonate with it and that
I'm sure, man. Just do you. I mean, like, working with artists and talking with them, the best thing that you could do is just do what makes you great, you know? Are you able to like spin out like a song a month? Like, is that easy for you?
it's not easy in the sense of like it's easy to write a song a month. Of course, I'm writing more than one song a month. It's difficult to get it to the finish line
Yeah.
because of the obviously the perfectionism we all have, and you have to create the cover art, the assets, and make sure everything's there. So my goal is to be more prepared this year and try to like finish those records at least a quarter in advance, if not more, So that's my goal this month. I'm hoping to get more of them done so that when I'm releasing the next few months, it's already kind of more prepared and I'm
Okay.
not so pressured to be like, oh no, I still have to get the cover art for this. I still have to get the mix on this, the master, and that's my goal. So these first few months are essential for the success of the rest of the year, and I'm really trying to hone it down, get those goals
Yeah.
and mine. I never had management, never had a manager, and I think that this year, that is something I would love to find.
That's great. Here's a question for you, and it's a question I probably hate to ask myself, but I'll ask it.
I'll ask you anyway.
I'll ask you anyway. And yeah, let's talk about it. Let's put it out in the universe. Yes, right? At the end of February, what are your expectations of the success from the January release that would make you that would make you satisfied as an artist?
I think that with these releases this year, I will expect a more of a snowball effect, right?
Okay.
So I've been building momentum last year, and so I'm kind of continuing that momentum this year. And I see that with each new release, with each post I'm doing on social media, things are kind of snowballing.
Yeah.
And so you got to keep that snowball rolling. And I don't expect, obviously, like something life changing that quickly, but you never know, right? So it only take like they say the success of your videos is maybe based off 10% of the content, right?
Hmm.
So that's kind of what I see. It could be this first song that I released in January that hits. You never know. It could be
Hmm.
February's song. It could be January's song hits a year from now, right?
Right.
I don't know what to expect, but the rewarding part is I love it, right?
Yeah.
And my goal is just to continue to reach at least, I don't know, at least 100 more people a month, right? Because if it's reaching more and more every month, then I know it's growing. So I don't want to stay stagnant. I want to grow, and
Right.
that's for me. That's the most important part. If I'm growing every month, then I know that it's gonna lead somewhere, and things just compound. You know.
Well, one of the good things that we could do is we have a music network where we broadcast this interview with our partner Vita TV, my boy Biometa, a very important partner. We feature some of the top artists in Web3, and we take interviews like this and we broadcast it across 50 different social platforms, 100 different virtual environments, across 8 metaverses.
Awesome.
So that network is growing. You can't do it alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need the support, the equal support. Like a lot of what we do, all we do is give,
Yeah.
right? All we do is promote. We take our own time to promote artists that we love and we support.
It's
You
not fun
know,
to do it alone.
no, it's
Music can be such a lonely thing, actually. So when you can create a community around it and like have your go-to collaborators and friends, like that's how you know in your heart that
yeah,
it works. And because you write a song in your home and yourself, or like let's say you're recording a video, and it feels very isolating sometimes. But
yeah,
then it connects with people online, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh,
yeah.
people are resonating with it, and it feels rewarding.
So
But
yeah, it's we're all helping each other highlight and spotlight our core competencies.
yeah.
And I'm excited for your new music. Are you looking to do any collaborations, or is there somebody in Web3 that you would really be excited to do a collaboration with?
I definitely love to collaborate with the Web3 artists. Um, well, I actually last year I wrote a song with Sarah Phillips, and I really love that song. That was
Oh, I
like,
have her. I have her NFT as well. Yeah.
yeah, she's wonderful. She's a beautiful singer and writer, artist and producer, and I'm just really excited for that song. And of course, it's on the lineup of things I have to work on, and I'm excited for us to get that recorded. So I just have to produce it
Oh,
and
you
then
haven't
record it.
recorded it yet?
Oh, I have a demo of it.
Okay.
Just haven't like taken it to the finish line yet. So
Yeah. But
it's on the list of things I want to release this year. But I do like producing. So
oh, then yeah,
sometimes I'm
stick
like
to it.
I gotta put my spice on it. It just makes
Hundred
it
percent.
special for me.
100%. Really excited, to support, be on this journey with you. We're all trying to, just be ourselves in the moment. Try not to let thoughts get in the way of that magical source of energy, which is the present. I
Yes.
think it's very important to maintain that integrity for ourselves, and when we do, synchronicity happens. Everything that's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen, happens. And it's really, regardless of the acts that we're doing, it's not about that. It's about the integrity and the presentness that we're giving, ourselves in the moments that do it.
Yeah, and if there's anything that I've learned in the last 10 years of doing this, it is that if you're not enjoying the journey, you will not understand what the reward is, and the reward is never what you think it'll be.
Right.
So I do love the journey. I love meeting people like you who are actually giving us a voice, a platform. I really appreciate it, honestly. You know how hard it is to come by in any universe. Just, free promotion, free help, people who are actually passionate
100%.
about music and artists.
I'm excited for the future, and more than anything, I'm really excited to have met you today. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your music. I loved and enjoyed personally this conversation. Um, and
I'm curious, what's your favorite song since you've had it listened?
in between,
Yeah.
yeah, I like Fuckboy too.
That's a fun one. So, funny story with that. Actually, I wrote it for another artist and it didn't get picked up. And so I'm like, I've always really loved that song. It's just such a fun vibe. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like more jarring than what I would release. But I was like, you know what? Let's have fun with it. And I put it out anyways. And I don't know, people really like it. It's a fun little one.
Yeah, it was nice. I also heard the one where you did a collab with this guy Ezra or Enz.
Oh, yeah, yeah, Ezra Height.
Yeah, yeah, is that it? What's his
Yeah.
name?
Ezra Height.
Ezra Height. Yeah, yeah.
I remember it. You're like,
Yeah, like
this
I
sounds
heard
like a
it.
duet.
Yeah, it was a really nice. It was a good song. I liked it. I enjoyed it, and I followed you. And I'll be sure to share as much as I can and promote as best we could.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm SOZI. I'm a music artist, songwriter, and producer. I'm here with musicdistrict.io, discovering new music and pioneering music's future in Web3, one broadcast at a time.